When you're building a new website for a small business, there are a lot of things that you need to consider. First on that list of things to consider is where are you going to host the website? Now, you have a lot of options when it comes to hosting a website, and on that list of options, you probably haven't been considering HighLevel. However, in this video, I'm going to share with you why this insanely powerful sales and marketing automation platform should also be who you choose to build and host your website. All right, so starting with organization of sites. Well, when you go to sites on the left-hand side, you'll see the tabs, same organization as you'll see throughout the entire platform. So across the top, funnels versus websites. I'm going to explain that here in a little bit. We're going to start in websites, but we'll keep moving across the top, and I'll explain funnels in a minute. Blogs are exactly what it sounds like. This is what allows you to create blogs and have them be categorized as such, have them be categorized, in WordPress. This is posts versus pages. This is HighLevel's version of posts, right? So you can create blogs over here. This allows you to create a feed. It allows you to update your audience, right, via the automations when you do post a blog. So this is from our understanding, this is pretty well optimized from an SEO standpoint. We've been able to rank our stuff just as easily as we were able to on the WordPress side. I say just as easily. I should probably say just as difficult. It's not that easy, but like I said, we haven't seen that much of a difference SEO wise, and we haven't invested a ton into it. To be honest with you, invested a ton into SEO like we did on the WordPress side, and so I think part of my comfort level with where SEO is at is stems from in the HighLevel group, and asking questions and seeing questions and answers from SEO experts that are like, no, there's definitely a way to make sure that your HighLevel sites are as good, if not better, than any WordPress site from an SEO standpoint. And so we believe that wholeheartedly, and I think the blogs is kind of a piece of that, but I'm not an SEO expert, so I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure. The rest up here, you have client portal. This is completely different. We're not going to dive into this today. You have a chat widget. This allows you to be able to program, and not really program, but set up a really simple, it's a quick intro message, and getting their contact information and getting a question so that you can reach back out to them, not via live chat. They don't have that functionality at this point, but this is they have some cooler options now. Basically, I imagine that this will get sunsetted at some point or evolve into being able to use the AI chatbot functionality that HighLevel has built into it. So that being said, we'll jump into websites. Actually, before we do that, let's touch on forms and surveys. Forms and surveys really are just components that go inside of funnels and websites. One of the things that makes HighLevel sites really cool compared to a WordPress site is that you don't have to worry about plugins anymore. Now, that does mean that the HighLevel sites are going to be a lot less flexible without doing some custom code. However, it also means that everything you need to be able to generate leads as a small business for your small business, anything that you need to be able to have people book on your website, and soon everything that you need to be able to sell shit on your website via e-commerce are all in one platform. No extra plugins, no integrations needed. This is really, really powerful and a powerful piece of HighLevel websites, and why you're going to see that we are willing to make some compromises in what we could do with our website in order to have all the functionality that we should have from a full funnel tracking and full funnel engagement standpoint. And I'll go in more to what I mean by that here in a minute. All right, so going into websites, the organization in here is you have folders. We only have one folder right here, but you can see that there are 5 websites in that one folder. Okay, so you're going to see this organization a lot throughout HighLevel. So right now you see all of these as being different websites. You're going to see also in that items column, if it is a website and not a folder, you're going to see pages. So it's going to tell you how many pages are in that website. So let's go ahead and open one of these up. Okay, so once we get into the site, the organization is a little bit less impressive. Once we're in the site, basically we just have thumbnails of all of our pages right here. So we don't have a super involved or like extensive website, but if you did, it could probably get pretty out of hand pretty quickly. So it is cool that this is separate from the blogs and separate from your funnels, which should alleviate the need for too many pages. Again, we'll dive into funnels in a minute. However, it is like, again, kind of underwhelming, and I want to acknowledge that because I don't know that you'll take me as serious if I just rant and rave about how amazing this thing is without also talking about the drawbacks and the negatives. The organization of the pages, in my opinion, definitely kind of a drawback, kind of a negative. But let's take a look at what I was working on over the past week. All right, so here is our website. Now, our website has a video on it. That video is taking a second to scroll or to load. When I scroll, that pins to the bottom here. Now, why I'm showing you this, or why I'm going to dive in more in depth into some of these features, is because I don't have any custom code on our site. I'm sorry, I guess that's not true. We have maybe 15 to 50 lines of custom CSS on our site for a couple very minor things that we needed to tweak. So I say that because there are a lot of people that will build sites in HighLevel, but will custom code the hell out of them, and that's good for them. We don't have great experience with functionality and responsiveness of the site when we do that, and so we don't like to do that. However, you will see a lot of people that can do some crazy stuff with HighLevel websites, because with HighLevel you can do anything via custom CSS, JavaScript, HTML, etc. Just like with a WordPress builder, you can put those custom code blocks in there. So that is something that gives you a lot of flexibility with the platform, but I want to highlight the functionality of our site because I made a point to make sure that we did very, very, very minimal, super custom stuff, because at the end of the day, we're trying to help our clients leverage HighLevel to their max abilities, right? Best capacity. And I don't think everybody has a degree in coding. And so with a little bit of ChatGPT and some custom CSS, I was able to make everything that I needed on the website builder work the way that I intended it to, at least. And so anyways, we are fans of how quickly the pages load. Our site speed scores are good on Google. We don't have any issues there. We used to, long time ago. But HighLevel is constantly investing in infrastructure and building out, faster workload management basically for their servers. So anyways, scrolling through the rest of the pages on the site, you can see the pages load fairly quickly. The templating of sections, the ability to template sections, makes it easy to create a consistent experience across all of your pages. And so videos can be hosted natively in HighLevel. If you host them inside of HighLevel, you get access to features like lead generation videos, where you can stop the video after 20 seconds or a minute or whatever and make them fill out their information enabled in order to watch more, which we think is a pretty cool feature. It's new. We're not leveraging it yet, but again, cool feature. The hosted videos on the landing pages, from my experience, they load a little bit slower than when we have a YouTube video hosted on the landing page. I don't expect that to be that way for long, but we do notice a little bit of a delay sometimes if it's the first time we're loading a page in a while, a little bit of a delay in loading that video. So that is something to look out for. All right, so let's jump into the actual page builder itself. How quickly the page builder loads is going to be very, very dependent on the machine that you are using, from my experience. So I run a MacBook Pro, a M2 MacBook Pro. I don't have any issues with page load times or responsiveness of the page builder or anything like that. However, I do get feedback from clients that use the funnel builder or the page builder using company provided laptops or maybe machines that are a few years old, and they do report some slow load times and difficulty working with the page builder. So something to pay attention to if you're noticing that you are having issues with your page load times and you're due for an upgrade, or you have a machine that you can use that is better and more powerful. Give it a shot on that. You're probably going to see massive improvements in your experience. All right, so in here we see it's organized into your standard sections, right? Sections, rows, columns, and then elements. So this is going to be very similar. I know, Beaver Builder, Elementor, very similar setup. Now, one thing that I will say is it seems to be a little bit more restricted automatically in how you can manipulate the columns and the rows, etc. However, again, for the basic aesthetic of websites these days and like what best practices are, it allows you to do everything that you're going to need to be able to do. This layer section thing is cool. This allows us to kind of navigate between the objects fairly easily, which especially can be handy if you start doing some weird stuff like negative padding, which is a possibility, or like a 100 margin. There you go. We see margin top negative 200 in order to create this effect of like, oh, actually, this is supposed to be boom. That's supposed to be white in order to create that effect right there, right? And so that's what the negative margin that you're seeing in here is. So if you're somebody that's worked with page builders before, you know that negative margin or negative padding feature can come in handy. It can also make stuff kind of wonky sometimes. So like being able to access the objects inside of those layers that you have kind of built up over that. So this is cool because it allows you to go into any of the columns, rows, sections, etc., and pick the element and then edit it directly there. As far as like plugins and whatnot, there really or features or like cool visual thing, like there really isn't a ton in here. If we go in here and we say add element, this is your list of elements right here, and literally this is it. So your text fields right here, your form fields right here, your blogs, okay, your media, and then you have a little bit of customization in here. Let's dive into funnels really quick, all right? We've gone through websites. What is the difference between websites and funnels? Well, funnels allows you to create a linear path for lead conversion, whether it's converting into a lead in the first place via like subscribe, like lead magnets, or think like Alex Hormozy's $100 million leads book that came out, right? Like this platform is the platform for somebody who read that book and said, holy shit, I need to figure out what's next for my business, right? So those websites or the funnels allow you to create a linear path where you can track people's progress through that path, and you can map the domain of those funnels to the same domains that you're using, the same root domain that you're using on your website. And so your website should end up being a combination of funnels and a website. So we have this as being our website. Again, you can access this at empowerlo.com. Okay. But then we also have pages that are not represented in these pages because they are hosted in funnels. So let's check funnels out. In funnels, we'll open up one of these funnels. funnels. So in here, when we open this up, you'll see what I mean by the linear path that I was talking about. Now, inside websites, bouncing over here again for a second, if we go into stats, we didn't check this out, but this is cool. This allows you to track your opt-in rate and your sales rate by page, depending on what you have set up. We don't have any sort of online execution of our of sales within our website, and so you're only going to see opt-in stuff over here. Like I said, we just refreshed everything in the last week, and so you don't see very many stats in here. I deleted all the old pages or archived them anyways. And so this is stats. Now, when you get into funnels, it gets even cooler than that though. Once you get into funnels, you're tracking the conversion from one step to the next. And so you're tracking how many people on this step converted to the next step. And then this number is going to represent how many people on this step converted to the next step. And so you can get really intricate with this. Like if we go into our My Agent classes, we have 5 pages in this funnel. Why? Because we have our landing page where somebody can book a strategy call, the calendar booking if they want to book the strategy call. But on both of these pages, we have call to actions that say, hey, if you want to skip the call, you can check out here. Okay, so we have a thank you page for that calendar booking. But then we also have a checkout page that we can kind of direct them to. So we have, what does this look like in practice? Well, in practice, right? Oops, that's the checkout page. Grabbed the wrong one for you. So in practice, like this is the calendar booking page. And I can click on this button. And that'll take me to the checkout page. Instead of taking me to, if I were to fill out the form, on that page, if I were to fill out the calendar right here, then it would have taken me to this thank you page. Okay, so being able to track the progress from each step to the next is freaking awesome. We use these a lot. Funnels are exactly what you need to be doing if you're trying to do any sort of lead gen or any sort of online conversion of people from one step to the next. Funnels are exactly how you should be doing it, and the way that HighLevel has this set up is freaking amazing. We leverage these in conjunction with our website. We use these for product-specific landing pages. We use these for lead magnets. So here's an example of one of our lead magnets. You can see, again, tracking conversion rate from one step to the next. Sales in here. So if you actually do have sales set up, this would allow you to track the sales that come in from that particular funnel. And then settings in here, right? These are no reason to dive into these. All right, so that's funnels. That's the difference between funnels and websites and how you would use them in conjunction with each other. Again, in practice, what does this look like? Well, if we go to empowerlo.com, right, that is or we'll go to the homepage there, right? That's empowerlo.com. I have these websites or these pages that represent each of our different products. But I also have a funnel that has less navigation options, a little bit different branding. Okay? This is the funnel. All right? So this is hosted here. Okay, and yet the other page that we saw, the other one that looked exactly the same, is hosted in here. So again, you use these in conjunction with each other, and when you do that, your ability to track things like your landing page conversion rates, your conversion rate of people that become a lead and then end up booking a call with you. Guys, you can send people directly to the second step of that funnel. So if you have somebody that has already become a lead, now you don't have to send them to landing pages that are going to require them to fill out the same information. You just send them to the second step of the funnel. I'm a huge fan of how HighLevel has their websites navigated. I think every small business owner that isn't investing tens of thousands of dollars in their website and haven't identified that that's worth it for their business should be giving this a shot. Split testing is really easy. Split testing is something that as a marketer you should be doing always, but it's just a pain in the ass. It's a pain in, like, you're always pressed for time as a marketer, it seems like. And so when you're that pressed for time, it seems like so much work to go add another layer of work, basically, where you have to go in and now measure and test minute details, and it's a pain. It can be a pain if you don't have the infrastructure in place to make it easy. HighLevel makes it easy. This is the infrastructure. So if I want to create a variation, if I want to create a split test here, I can click create variation. I click duplicate control page, and immediately I'm starting off on the right foot, right? Immediately, what is the number one thing that you need to pay attention to when you're running split tests is control your variables. Do not test too many things at once. By being able to duplicate your control page and start with that, it makes it really easy to come in here and say, you know what, I want to change our headline, right? So instead of grow your mortgage business in any market conditions with our time-tested strategies, let's say I want to say grow your mortgage business in any market conditions with our team of marketing experts. And I save that. Okay. This is a true split test, right? Like, does something that minor make a difference? Well, we can find out now. I can allocate whatever percentage of the traffic I want to it. I'm going to choose 50-50 in this case. I'm going to click apply. No, I'm not going to include, I'm not going to explain that. But basically, now that we have this, we have the split test running. Anything that goes to here is going to be 50-50 split between these two variations, and I'm going to be able to over time see which one performs better. And the end result of that is what we see over here, where we see these retired variations because we're trying to make improvements. So That is another really cool piece. Also, kind of going hand in hand with this is just how easy it is to create new website pages in general and create pages that are templates of previous pages. I know that this is something that can be a huge pain in the ass in WordPress, depending on how many layers of plugins that you have. How, you know, what is your theme, and what page builder are you using, and what form builder are you using, and what theme builder are you using in order to create your navigation menus, because that's a part of your theme and not a part of the page. Like, it gets really, really confusing really quickly. And so for that reason, this is way better. Obviously, you've got other options, other simple options out there right now, like Wix, Wix or Squarespace. Those options don't give you the same ability to integrate it with the rest of your marketing, which is what makes me so bullish on HighLevel. All right, so as you can see, I'm a big fan of HighLevel's site and funnel builders, but there is good reason for that, guys. When it comes to marketing your small business, the only thing that you need your website for is to be able to convert and capture leads. That is what your website is there for. It's not there to inform your audience. Nobody goes through and reads all the pages of your website. Now, granted, your website should be a reflection of you. If you're going to put something out there, it should be a reflection of you. So I am not saying that you should dog your website and that you should just throw anything out there, or let somebody in the Philippines do it and write all your copy. And like that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you don't need your website to be flashy. You don't need your website to be bells and whistles. The quality of the features on your website is not a measurement of your worth as a business owner. I'm going to tell you that right now, as a marketing agency owner, as somebody who has been running a seven-figure agency for 5 years now, as somebody who was previously a producing loan officer that marketed my own business. Like, I'm telling you, that is not how people look at your website. And so your website needs to be a tool for you. A website needs to be a piece of a bigger ecosystem that represents your marketing, and HighLevel is the ultimate platform to do that. You're not going to sign up for a Wix site and then go in there and use Wix email tools, use Wix CRM, and if you are, you're messing up. If you are going into a fist fight with both hands tied behind your back, in my opinion. You need to be using a platform like HighLevel for all of your marketing, and the fact that they have a site builder in there just reinforces that even more. So with that, guys, stay tuned. I'm going to put together a video for forms and surveys. In this video, we very quickly skimmed over that. That is a crucial piece of sites and funnels as well. So stay tuned for that video. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the top.